Adult Solutions. Add-on desires.
Hello viewers, welcome to Adult Solutions Daily Current Affairs. I am Lokesh Pengonda. This session is designed mainly for aspirants preparing for banking, groups and such other competitive examinations. We cover news articles from both the Hindu and the Indian Express, so make a use of it. So we have an article dealing about fast tags. So first we'll see what are fast tags. Fast tags are reloadable tags that are mainly being used for automatic deduction of toll charges. So when your car or any other vehicle is passing through the toll gates, you might not have to stop your vehicle to pay the toll charges if you have these reloadable fast tags. And these fast tags works on the technology of RFID. So what does RFID stands for? It stands for radio frequency identification technology. So by making the use of RFID, these fast tags are workable. And in India, the RFIDs are being used for paying the toll charges, and this project is implemented by NPCI and the IHMCL. So first, what does NPCI stands for? It stands for the National Payment Corporation of India. National Payment Corporation of India. Whereas the IHMCL, which is also a implementing body along with the NPCI, stands for Indian Highways Management Company Limited. So these two organizations have come together to implement the FASTag project in the India. Next, we have an article where it is stated that the Delhi government has begun the rollout of the centre's One Nation, One Ration Card policy. And there is also an article which is dealing with the National Food Security Act. First, we will talk about the National Food Security Act. So, National Food Security Act was brought in the year 2013. This aims to provide beneficiaries hugely subsidized food grains. And it is aiming to provide this services, or this is aiming to provide this subsidized food to nearly 67% of the Indian population. So what will happen under this scheme is the beneficiaries will be given ration cards by respective state governments, and these ration cards can be used by the beneficiaries to collect their subsidized food grains from fair price shops, also called as ration shops. So what we see is that the ration cards which are provided to the beneficiaries are generally applicable or can be used only in the particular state. That is, let's say the state government of Maharashtra is giving ration cards. So the beneficiaries who have accepted the ration cards can only collect food grains from those ration stores which are present in the state of Maharashtra. So Maharashtra given ration cards cannot be used in the Delhi to collect the food grains. So what happening is that the migrants and other people who are traveling or who have shifted from one place to other place is suffering now because they cannot claim these benefits in the other states. So the government, that is the central government, has come out with the one nation, one ration card scheme in the year 2019. So what the scheme aims to achieve is that it will provide for interoperability between the ration cards. So let's say the Maharashtra government has given ration card to person A. This person for some reasons has shifted and now currently living in Delhi. As the Delhi government has implemented the one nation one ration card scheme, what this person can do is he can also collect the same ration from Delhi also. So the cards which are provided in the Maharashtra can be used to collect the food grains in the Union Territory of Delhi. So the migrants will be benefited in this way. This is the crux of the one nation one ration card scheme and about the article as well. Next we have an article which is telling about the UAE's or the United Arab Emirates plan to send a rover to the moon by 2022 year. First, where is the United Arab Emirates? It is in the West Asian region and its capital is Abu Dhabi. And recently it became the first Muslim or the first Arab country to send an orbiter to the Mars. This orbiter is named as the Hope mission or the Al-Amal mission. So Al-Amal or the Hope mission was the orbiter mission sent by the UAE to the Mars. By sending it, it became the first ever Muslim country and first ever Gulf country to send an orbiter to the Mars, and now it is planning to send a rover to the moon. This is about this article. Next we have an article talking about UAPA. What does UAPA stands for? It stands for the Unlawful Activities Prevention Act, and this was enacted in the year 1967. So what is the purpose of enacting or bringing in the Unlawful Activities Prevention Act? It is mainly to prevent unlawful activities by associations or various organizations. So what are unlawful activities? Unlawful activities are those activities which tend to disrupt the territorial integrity of the country. And recently in the year 2019, we have seen an amendment to the Unlawful Activities Prevention Act. So what is the main change brought to this act through the 2019 amendment? It was a provision which provided for the designation of an individual as a terrorist. Earlier, this Unlawful Activities Prevention Act was used to declare some associations or organizations as unlawful or terrorist organizations or terrorist associations, whereas there was no provision earlier to declare a person as a terrorist. So by bringing in a new amendment in the year 2019, it was added that even a person or an individual person can be designated as a terrorist through this act. So this is about the background and the Functioning of Unlawful Activities Prevention Act. Next, we have an article where it is stated that the NATO, along with the US, will exit the country of Afghanistan. We have seen about the NATO and the US involvement in the Afghanistan soil from the year 2001, and we have also seen that the USA is in talks to leave the Afghanistan as soon as possible. So it is declared that on September 11th, along with the US forces, the NATO forces will also leave the Afghanistan, leaving the Afghan government vulnerable to the Taliban attacks. So first we'll see about the NATO. NATO stands for the North Atlantic Treaty Organization. This was brought in the year, or this was set up in the year 1949 through the North Atlantic Treaty. This North Atlantic Treaty is also called as the Washington Treaty. So what is the NATO? NATO is a multilateral organization mainly for military purposes. So it is a multilateral military organization or a grouping which currently has 30 countries. The principle or the objective of NATO is that the members of the NATO will come to the aid of other member which is present in the NATO if someone from outside is attacking them. Let's say we see that there are 30 countries, let's say 29 countries, and the 30th country is North Macedonia, which was the latest country to be added to the NATO organization. So let's say a country which is not a member of this NATO organization has attacked the North Macedonia. What would happen is that as North Macedonia is a part of the NATO, all the other 29 member countries will come to defend this country. So all these 30 countries will have a collective responsibility of protecting each other in the event of external aggression against any of these countries. So this is about the NATO, and this is the date given for the withdrawal of the troops of both NATO and the US forces. Next, we have an article talking about India and China relationship, and we'll only see about the term track to diplomacy or the track to dialogue. So what is a track to dialogue? Track to dialogue or a diplomacy is the Next, we have an article dealing with the India and China, and there is a term called as track to dialogue or the track to diplomacy. We'll see about this and also the other forms of dialogues or other forms of diplomacy between various countries. So track to diplomacy is the unofficial dialogue or a diplomatic discussion between two countries or more than two countries. So who will participate in the track to dialogue or the track to diplomacy? Mainly the ex-officials of a country participate in this process. So let's say retired government officials from both the countries will meet and will aim to get better relations or better understanding about each other's concerns and each other's issues. Better understanding and to improve the relationship between the member countries. So as we've seen here that there is a track 2 dialogue going between India and China, what it means is that the retired government officials and other unofficial persons are meeting at a place, and they will be discussing about their issues which aim to provide or improve the relationship. So this is what track 2 diplomacy means. Whereas track 1 diplomacy or track 1 dialogue, it deals with official discussions. So the high level government officials, may it be the Prime Minister, may it be the President or any other higher government officials, directly interact with the higher government officials from other countries. Let's say the Prime Minister of India is meeting the President of the United States to discuss about various issues, so that there can be better understanding about each other's concerns, and also we can aim to get our relationship better, we can improve our relationship. So track 1 diplomacy is a official discussion between higher level government officials of two countries, whereas track 2 is unofficial discussions. And recently we also see that type 1.5 or track 1.5 discussions or the dialogues. Track 1.5 dialogues. In these meetings, both official and unofficial persons, will meet, and they aim to improve the relationship between two countries. So these are various types of dialogues or diplomatic relations between member countries. Next, we have an article where the Singapore Foreign Minister is asking the Indian government to review about its discussion regarding joining the RCEP. So what does RCEP stands for? It stands for Regional Comprehensive Economic Partnership. Comprehensive Economic Partnership. It is a free trade agreement between 15 member countries. It is a free trade agreement between 15 member countries. So what are these member countries who are having a free trade agreement now? You can see in the image the member countries. First is China, second is South Korea, third is Japan, fourth is Australia, fifth is New Zealand. So we have 5 countries and we have 10 ASEAN member countries. So we have our ASEAN organization which have 10 member countries, and we have 5 other independent countries. So all these 15 member countries have come together and they signed a free trade agreement which is called the RCEP. India, which wanted to join earlier, has left this discussions in the year 2019 due to some concerns. Now the Singapore Foreign Minister has asking the Indian government to review about this discussion. So here you can see the Singapore. It is a city state, it is very small, and you should also note that the capital of the Singapore is the Singapore city itself. Singapore capital is Singapore. Next, we have an article where it is stated that the country Denmark has dropped the usage of AstraZeneca vaccine. So even in India, we use the AstraZeneca vaccine. So in India, what is the name of the AstraZeneca vaccine? It is the Covishield, which is being produced by the company called Serum Institute of India. Due to some issues after the taking of the AstraZeneca vaccine, the Denmark government has halted the usage of AstraZeneca vaccine for COVID-19. So AstraZeneca is a vaccine which is halted by the Denmark. Where is Denmark located? Denmark is located in the European continent. And in the image you can see Denmark, which is lying near the North Sea. What is the capital of Denmark? It is Copenhagen. Copenhagen. Also, as we were discussing about the Denmark, we should also know about the Scandinavian countries. Scandinavian countries. So, Scandinavian countries are the countries which lie near the Scandinavian peninsula. So, what are the Scandinavian countries? Generally, Denmark, Norway, Sweden are considered as the Scandinavian countries. You can see in the image that these three countries are marked with a orange color. Norway, Sweden and Denmark. These three countries are generally termed as the Scandinavian countries, and the capital of the Denmark is Copenhagen. Next, we have an article where the Chief Justice of India, which is the Chief Justice S.A. Bobde, has told that Mr. Ambedkar wanted to make Sanskrit as the official language. So first we will see about the official languages. In the constitution of the country, we have 12 schedules, and schedule 8 of the constitution deals with the official languages. Official languages. Currently in India, we have 22 official languages given in the schedule 8 of the constitution. So what are these 22 official languages? That they are Assamese, Bengali, Gujarati, Hindi, Kannada, Kashmiri, Konkani, Malayalam, Manipuri, Marathi, Nepali, Oriya, Punjabi, Sanskrit, Sindhi, Tamil, Telugu, Urdu, Bodo, Santali, Maithili and Dogri. Currently we have 22, whereas when the constitution was commenced on 26th January 1950, we had only 14 official languages. So 8 other official languages are added to the 8th schedule of the constitution after the commencement of the constitution. So you might have to remember all these 22 languages. Next, there is an article where it is stated that Indian athletes are making a huge start in the Youth World Boxing Championship. So it is stated that Indian athletes who are sent to the Youth World Boxing Championship are making a huge start in this championship. So where is this Youth World Boxing Championship being held? It is being held in Kielce, which is in the country of Poland. So this is the only thing you need to remember about the Youth World Boxing Championship. Next, we have an article where the ministry or the Minister of Information and Technology has started a portal which would be taking the grievances of scheduled castes. So the Minister of Information and Technology has started a grievance portal where a person who is aggrieved can register their complaint in the portal if he is from a scheduled caste group. With this, we have come to the end of the session. Inform about the ADOTS initiative to your other aspirant friends. Thank you.
Add-on solutions. Add-on desired.